Hola, friends. Our final international greeting for the week comes from Portugal, and it's the language Portuguese. It's pronounced just like it's spelled, hola, almost like Spanish, except in Spanish it would be Hola, and H is silent. Here it's just Ola, hola. People who speak Portuguese are either from Portugal, which is a country in Europe, or the country Brazil, which is in South America. So, moving on to our lesson, today we'll be learning another way to do eye and hand exercises, and this way we're going to be looking at mazes. Again, this helps with tracking words on a page. It has our eyes training for where the lines are on a page, or when we write, or where we put our words on the page. Visual tracking is really important when we think about eye-hand coordination, maybe in sports, or seeing something and thinking about what's around us and what could come next, and having that reaction. And also make sure our eyes really wholly take in what's happening, thinking about the big picture, like our watermelon, and then zooming in to think about the little details and what makes sense in the situation. So our eyes do a lot of work. Our eyes kind of tell our brain what to process. So when we think of mazes, we usually think of fun games, but actually they take a lot of work. We are looking at mazes as a whole picture, and we need to think about, do we have to stay in the lines? We need to be flexible about the different paths that we decide to choose. We need to take a look a little bit ahead of where our pencil's going to kind of be like all right, let's follow this way. So our eyes are moving a little bit before our pencil, thinking about which direction to go. We also need to think about if there are more than one way of getting out of a maze. Doing mazes not only works our minds, our eyes, our hands, but it also works our patience, okay? How long we're really going to stick with something. Making puzzles can be, or making mazes is just as hard as doing them, if not a little bit harder. But in today's lesson, I'm going to talk you through how I start with maybe a simple maze and work my way up to a bit more challenging one, as well as how to stick it out when I get stuck, how to take eye breaks and hand breaks, and also how I really try to stay inside the lines to see where I'm going. All this work is what we do every day when we are reading or when we're writing. We just don't think about it when we're doing it, and we don't think about it in that way. So here we go. Let me show you our sheet for today. And it's got a lot of information that I'll talk about in pieces. The first part, actually I'll hold it back here because it's a lot. So just to remind you, mazes, okay, they help our eyes. They strengthen our eyes to kind of follow along. As I'm reading, I'm not moving my head from side to side, I'm moving my eyes. Okay, I'm watching help our eyes. Okay, another thing that mazes do is they help our brain. This is what your brain looks like inside your head. And so when we're thinking about making sure what we're seeing, what we want to do, we're telling our brain, okay, go left, go left. We actually make sure that we tell our brain signal to go left, and our brain signal tells our hands to go left. We're also helping our hands, okay? Sometimes when we hold pencils for a long time or scissors, our hands start to feel that they're getting tired. And this way, it's helping us really kind of think about holding small objects and controlling them. Maybe if you're into knitting or sewing, if you're into dot art, or even just holding a pen, pencil, or crayon, it'll give some strength into a proper pencil grip. And then, of course, it helps our heart. Sometimes it really makes us feel good or feel challenged to do a maze or to create a maze for somebody else. Also, it helps our heart when we think, oh, this is really tough. I'm getting stuck. I'm getting frustrated. What can I do? And then I can go check out my zone schedule and think, what tools do I have to help me persevere or give it a go, even though as much as I wanted to give up. Okay, so they help our eyes, they help our brains, they help our hands, and they help our hearts. This part up here is really for grown-ups. So when grown-ups think, why are we doing these games? They're supposed to be helping you learn. Well, they're helping our memory. We're thinking about when we think about visual memory, it's what do we see, right? What kind of patterns do we see here? Are they squiggly lines? Are they blocks? Discrimination, that's big. That tells us okay, are they the same shapes or are they different shapes? Is it going to be chunky monkey over here and really narrow over here? Is it going to be squiggly lines the whole way, or is it going to be very blobby? Sequencing tells us the order we should go. We usually start from start to finish. So we kind of give a scan, starting in one place and looking around the whole thing, coming to the end. Spatial relationships. We realize that some pathways are really close together and some might be really wide from each other. We look at how far apart things are. Integrating, that means we're bringing things together. I'm bringing my eye power, my brain power, and my hand power all together, integrating them as one big mixing bowl. And then perception means, if I'm perceiving it, then what is it that I think I see, and how is that similar or different to what I do see? Okay, so these are for grown-ups to worry about, but we're going to focus on this example. You might know that this example is a little bit small, and I wanted to tell you why. When I was thinking about this maze, I'm still learning how to put mazes together, so I went to a book that I have. And in my book, it's not a very big book, and I hope I can find the page. And what I did is I traced it and I copied it. And so for me, let me see if I can find it, friends. Hold on one second. The page is not very big, and so tracing for me was really helpful. And so I want to show you, here we go. Okay, so here's the puzzle that I have. It's the original, is right here. You'll notice that on the sheet in the book, everything is white. And for me, I had a little bit more time as I was preparing this lesson, so I decided to do something that was going to help me. When mazes are all the same color inside and outside, I get a little bit confused. So I decided to take a black crayon and outline the parts that I'm not going to be looking at, the outside of the maze. Now, you don't have to do this for every one, but it helps me. I'm actually going to switch my spot for a second. All right, I'm going to hold my map here. And I'm going to take my crayon, and you can see I colored all the parts that were white black. So I'm just looking at the maze part, and I still have a little bit way to go. So I just want to show you how I'm carefully coloring. I'm staying within the lines. And I'm picking a color that's dark, and it really makes my maze lines pop out clearly. Okay? Notice I'm not rushing, because this isn't the main part of the activity. I am being careful, but I'm not rushing. I just want to make sure I know what part is the outside part of my maze and what part is the inside of my maze. And here we go. I'm all finished. Now, time to start my maze. I'm going to talk you through what I'm thinking as I'm doing it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find my start and my finish, and I'm going to look at the whole thing all together and say, all right, I think I can do this. I'm going to give it a go. All right, and then I'm going to pick my pencil, and I'm going to use orange because it's a little bit easier to see, but I invite you to use pencil. All right, I'm going to start at my start, and I'm just going to pick one direction to go. All right, let's see. I'm going to go this way, down, and I'm doing my best to try to not to touch the lines. It's okay if you do, but my goal is to not touch the lines. And my eyes are going my eyes are about here when my pencil's about here, because I'm looking ahead a little bit to make sure there's no roadblocks, and so far I'm okay. I'm taking my time. This is very squished, so I'll just come in around. I'm not coloring the whole thing. I'm taking my time. I'm thinking about how I'm holding my pencil. I'm going through my path. It looks like the F is here, and it looks like it's coming through. I think I'm good to go. Oh man, here I hit a snag. It's a dead end I can't go through. You know what? Small problem. That's okay. I know one way that I tried that's not going to work, so I'm going to go back and try another way. Now with this way, it seemed like one straight way to go, so I don't even have to go back and retrace some of my steps. Okay, I didn't get it on my first time. I'm okay with that. I'm just going to try again. I could complain about it for a really long time, but then that'll take away from my maze time. All right, let's try this one. I'll come this one, which looks like my other option. Come through. Again, it was super narrow, but I'm taking my time, and I'm going in the lines. Here. All right, I'm at my first crossroad right here where I can go left or right. I'm thinking I'm going to go left. Okay, so I'm going to put a dot here, and I'm going to go left. Let's see, it's going to go up this way, around. My eyes are getting a little bit tired, so I'm going to stop for a second, and I'm going to do maybe 3 blinks. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to look up. I'm going to look down. I'm going to look left. I'm going to look right. And I'll do more 3 blinks. 1, 2, 3. That helped my eyes a little bit feel a little bit better. I might also take my fingers while I'm taking a small break and give them a shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Notice I'm not shaking my whole body. I'm just exercising my fingers. And I might do a neck roll for my head. Okay, back to my maze. All right, here's where I left off. I'm going to keep going, tracing along, trying not to touch the lines. If I bounce off the walls, that's okay by me. All right, come down, oh, come down, trace. I'm getting close to the end. Oh no, that's okay. 2 times, small problem, big problem, or huge problem. For me, it's a tiny, tiny problem because I can start again. All right, now's the tricky part. I'm going to go back to where I started, and I'm going to retrace my steps. So I'm going to go ahead and do it again, all the way down. Now here is where I went this way. Now I have the chance to go another way. Let's try and see if this way works. This is chance number 3. I'm doing my best to stay in the lines. My eyes are watching the road and they're over the path, and they're watching my marker. I'm working my brain power, my eye power, and my hand power. Come around. Let's see. This is a long path. Lots of swirls. I'm noticing that a lot of these patterns are the same. Lots of long squiggly lines and an occasional loop. And it looks like I've succeeded. Yay, Daniel. And I'm going to give myself a round of applause. There we go. Round of applause. Great. And I feel really good about my maze. I tried the first way. I wasn't successful. I said I'm going to give it a go again. I tried it another way. I wasn't successful, so I gave it a go again. I tried it a third time, and I got there. So I was using my eye power. I was using my brain power. I was using my hand power and my heart power. And I gave myself some eye exercises, some finger exercises. I rolled my neck in case my neck was feeling a little bit stressed. And I did my maze. I was really thinking about how I can train my brain and my eyes and my hands to follow along a certain path. That's what we do when we read. So friend, for today's activity, I gave you 10 different mazes that you can choose from. You can do 1, you can do 2, you can do all of them. That's up to you and you're a grown-up, but I'm asking you to try 1. So find the start and end, and then give a good look at the maze as a whole picture. Then use your pencil and go off on your path and start by staying within the lines. If you're unsuccessful, don't erase. Just go back to the beginning and try another way. And then give yourself eye, hand, head, and body breaks if you're feeling like you need to take a small rest. The maze isn't going anywhere, and if you need to take breaks, feel free to listen to what your body has to say. All right, friends, I'm going to sign off, and I will talk to you soon. I hope you have fun with this and enjoy. Give it a go. Off you pop.